Okay, good. Got it. All right. So let me just grab this up because, I don't know what your day's been like. Mine's been active and I need to like get in my body.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I've had quite the day, and I know Anna's had the well, I won't speak for you, Anna's, but
I had my job is very, I love my job. I go to people's homes and we do exercise together. I'm a physical therapist, but today was my work from home day. So it was
Yeah.
all cerebral. It was all crunching numbers and bullshit. And yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Then I'm gonna rock you. Okay, so we gotta groove to this, okay?
What is it?
who is it?
Unconditional love.
Oh, I love it.
Gotta get up. Gotta get up. Ah. All right, come on back. I think we're there.
Oh, I love his voice.
What's that?
I love his voice, that
Oh
man.
God, every single word out of it. Oh, it's just my song this year. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Here we are. Hello.
And hello. Mm,
Oh, that
Hello,
was
hello,
awesome.
hello.
that's right.
Well, for our listeners who missed it, because it was copyrighted, we began the episode dancing, which was very appropriate for Suzanne, the goddess.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Thank you for coming.
my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for asking.
It's
Delight.
it's so amazing to be in your presence again. I just
Oh,
forget how much I need that like sacred feminine pillar,
oh.
chalice, whatever.
We need to inject that all over the world. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so good.
Whew.
Mm. If I smoked, I'd have a cigarette right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
can feel that. I can feel that.
We just had the best party with our clothes on. The best time.
It's so true. It's amazing to me how, like, when I came out to visit you, God,
Mm,
if you can believe that's almost 2 years ago now. I can't even
I
believe
can
that.
hardly. Oh,
It's just crazy. Like, and we went dancing and just like how amazing it felt and how much I just forgot what I forgot about being in my body. Like, I feel like
mm,
that's the thing,
mm,
right? Like, I can easily always jump into my head and try and
mhm.
fix something or figure it out or do whatever, but you're always your facilitation of actually getting me back into my body just feels like I'm actually alive again.
Yes. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Hallelujah.
mm. I used to say, just shut up and dance. And I meant shut up to my brain,
Mm.
in the gentlest way. Just like, stop for a second. Just stop. Let's just sit while I dance. Because my mind doesn't have rhythm, you know. And so when I move, my mind gets to just sit and relax for a while.
Yeah.
So we often need that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Settle
Yay.
into that. Let's settle into that.
Mhm.
We do that a lot with my kids, and I'm thinking how therapeutic that is, and that I should make that so much more a priority. We have a room, we call it the dance party room, and we just
Mm.
put on the dance music. Well, it's just like it's an additional living room for what I don't know, but we just dance in there and
Yes.
we do anything we want, and they're just completely free with it, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
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 Ah. You've just got a perma smile on your face. I love it. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we have all these questions that we want you to answer for our listeners, and yet just being in your presence, I just want to sit here and gaze at you.
It'll be
like,
a really, really interesting
yeah.
podcast in that case,
Yeah.
right?
Fuck the questions. We're just gonna bask. We're just gonna bask in the heavenly divine feminine.
Yeah, you know, we need it, don't we? We need time to bask. That is the thing. It's time to luxuriate, bask, soak, you know.
I remember you were helping me at one point in my life. We were doing like a one-on-one, I don't know, intervention, whatever you call it. And I remember I told you, I was like, I'm going to go do a Vipassana course. That's what I need. I need to go sit for 2 days. And you're like, no, Anna, you need to go to a spa. You need to dance. You need to scrub your body. You need to oil your body. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? I got karmas I got to burn. Now I finally get it. Now I get what you were going for.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. When you come from the school of the divine masculine school of the hard knocks, sit on a hard surface doing whatever for so long, it can feel, I mean, that's what it feels like though, is like it's like everything is pushing you to become more and more uptight and just tighter in your body and tighter in your body, you know. And it's like whether it's your spiritual practice or your work practice, which or your just everything tends towards that uptightness, and like without the ability,
the rigidity,
without the to find the flow, that's where it is, and I don't know. Can I, that's the question I want to ask right now, if that's okay. I'm just going to do it impromptu.
No, we just go impromptu here.
Yeah. Is, what I feel from you when I feel it, and like, and what I feel like I'm always, it's like a liquidity, it's like a flow, it's a thing like that. Like, how do you maintain that throughout your day? Like is it that you've cultivated it to a certain point and so it's easy, or is it really work? Or maybe even harken back to like the first time when you were first developing kind of this beautiful flow that you have coming forth from you, that is the divine feminine.
Thank you. So, like every one of us, I fall on my ass a lot. I forget. I don't walk around all the time floating on liquid love light, I don't have sunshine shining out of my, everywhere all the time. I really don't. Life has its way with me, as we all do. And I try to remember to have compassion with myself when I forget. And what I try to do, what I've learned to do, is that when I start to feel stressed out, I start to feel anxious, I start to feel like there's not enough time in a day to get all the things that I need to get done. When my body starts to tighten, I remember the possibility of what happens when I move my body. So the very first thing, just like what we did today here, I've had, for example, I'll give you real examples, today has been a full day for me. And although my day is a little easier, I feel like, than most, I live in a beautiful space. I have lots of nature around me, and I've set up my life in a way that it's juicy, and we can get into more of what I do to do that. But my life is typically really juicy. I have lots of beauty around me, a lot of space to be creative and move my body. Yet I had a full day of appointments and seeing clients and going places and doing things. And I too have a family. You know, I have a son who's still living at home and helping him to move forward in his life as well. So there's a lot going on. And of course, my beloved, my husband, you know, and it's also supporting him in being the best that he can be. So as women, there is a lot that we carry. And so even just before our call today, our session today, I had to stop and say, okay, you know, come on, are you ready? Let's turn on some music and let's dance. And I was so glad that you both said, okay, we have the time, we'll do this. And it's remembering to do your practices. And feminine practices for me are what's going to get me in my body. What is the quickest way to get me in my body? So whether that's turn on some music and dance, that's really quick. That'll get me in really fast. That'll get me relaxed and happy and vibrant and alive. You may have more time where you know, maybe you're at home, you've come home from a long day, you can go have a nice bath. That'll get you feeling your body. You know, some like to have a little glass of wine that just, you know, relaxes your entire self. You drop into the water, you put on oil, all the different scents and fragrances and touch and visually. You can add beauty in your space that will relax you into your body. And just think of, what do you enjoy? What does your body enjoy? You know, making love, taking your time, doing that, thinking about making love. It could get you in your body, you know, all that kind of, we can get so creative with this massage, all of it. Mm-hmm.
I love how you say taking your time. That really resonates with me. Luke and I have really been talking a lot about the slow life. Like where do we cultivate, like, you know, there's slow food and there's slow money. There's all these like slow kind of lifestyle things, and it's just like, it really is amazing like how taking your time, I feel like, could really, it's such a unique concept in our culture right now, to take your time to do something, and that feeds the divine feminine. I never thought of it that way.
Absolutely.
And food tastes so much better when you take your time, you know? Like if
Yes.
you actually chew before you take your next bite,
Yes.
it's like amazing. The quality is changes with time, when you slow it down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
And
know
you're
what?
going to hear a lot of pitter patters. Do you hear that?
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm going to block.
It's
My
okay.
son is running laps upstairs.
Life is having its way with us today.
Life is my
Always.
home. My home is making love to me. Pitter patter, pitter patter.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So speaking of parenthood, I think I've met your son. I've not met your daughter. Your son, I always joke to my husband that your son is one of my favorite people, even though I met him, he was like 12. He was 12 years old and he was already holding himself with so much integrity and vulnerability. I remember your husband said to him something like, "Shaman, see how you can show up in people's lives and make a difference." And the very next airport stop we got to, we were on a tour in India, he started helping everyone pick out their luggage. And then another time he, Satyan said, "Let's go around the bus," because we're on a bus ride going through the Himalayas. And Satyan says, "Everybody, all the women on the bus, give my son your best romance advice." Or he said, "Everyone on the bus, give my son your best romance advice." And so we went around and everyone took their time being like, "Okay, if you're going to break up with someone, do it in person, not a text." You know, like everyone had their own advice. And he was only 12 and he just sat there taking it all in. And I thought as a 12-year-old, I would have been squirming. I would have asked he's such an awesome kid, and I'm sure he's an awesome adult. So my question with piggybacking that story is, how do you think, as a divine feminine mother, what are some of the best things you can do for your children, for them to realize their full, I don't even want to say full potential, because I'm not like that. I don't want to be like that Tiger mom, success driven mom, but like What are you doing? Because your son is so different than other kids. What are you doing?
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's a
I'm
big question.
grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a partner, my husband, who is very clear about his 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 responsibility as his father, and what that entails, what that is about in passing on what it is to be a man, what it is to be a divine masculine um, source of grounding, presence, and and claim and penetration, what that is. And I'll get into, the dynamics of the masculine and the feminine that we teach. But my husband is such an example of that. And what I would say is that we aim to be the example that we wish to see in our children. We must be the example that we wish to see in our children. And so my husband is a fine demonstration of what it is to be a man that has respect for women, that has respect for himself. And so he demonstrates that. And for myself, I demonstrate what it means to be a strong woman who is makes choices from her strength, and has that also that softness, that tenderness, that vulnerability. I show that as in my interactions with my husband and my interactions with him, and it is that he learns from that. And I'm going to share one other thing that's real exciting about what I'm doing actually with him, and it will help me to explain the dynamics that Satyan and I teach with the masculine and feminine. So you ready?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it was actually shaman who had introduced me to a form of dance called tango. If you know this dance, it
Mm.
is it's a Spanish dance, and it is quite a dramatic dance form. And so the woman and the man are very strong. The partners are very strong. It doesn't always have to be a man and a woman, but the dynamics, the masculine and the feminine um, partners are very strong, very solid in their place. And it's interesting that my son was the one that introduced me to this form of dance. Now, I love Latin dance generally. I love it because it's sexy. Salsa for me, I can do that with my eyes closed because I come from Jamaica, and it's actually one of the dances that I'm used to. Yet I used to see tango and think, and my son said, "Mom, you've got to try this." And I looked at it and I thought, it seems so difficult. It seems so strong and powerful, but where's the romance? Where is everything? And he said to me, "Mom, they're communicating with each other. They're feeling each other in micro moments." And I thought, what? I got to check into this. I got to dive into this further. And what I discovered was that the language between the masculine and the feminine forms of this dance were so powerful. And I'll tease that open for you and let you know what they're communicating and how. And this will demonstrate what we teach to couples who want to learn how to ignite their passion, which may have been one of your questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you expand on those dynamics? Tell us, tell
Yes.
us.
Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, so you got to imagine two triangles. Okay, um, one of the triangles is represents the feminine side of this dance, and the other triangle represent or one of them is the triangle. If you imagine, it's going, the tip goes from the heaven to the earth, and that would
Mhm.
represent the masculine form. And then the other triangle comes from the earth to the heavens, and that represents the feminine form. And each point on these triangles are the dials that we turn up the polarity. And so passion equals polarity, and polarity is actually the arc of attraction between lovers. Yeah. So, all right. So, if you imagine now, Latin dancers, these tango dancers. So the masculine side, the 3 points to that triangle, coming from the heaven to the earth, is PCP. The acronym or the letters are PCP. P, the first P, stands for presence. And presence in the masculine side is I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right here with you. You can feel me fully. And C on the triangle stands for claim. I claim you. I'm here with you. I want you and no one else.
I want to be claimed.
Exactly.
I love being claimed.
Right? Yes. So it's what do you claim? And then the last one is the last P is for penetration. And you want to be penetrated too. That's what you're gonna say. And so the last one is I'm already inside of you. I'm already